Alright.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Kazu.
I'm John, and we are...
Hey guys, I'm Kazu.
I'm John, and we are humanbeatbox.com.
And you're watching We Talk Beatbox, where we talk about
Beatbox.
So today we're going to be talking about the American Champs. We're actually one of the sponsors this year, so we're very excited about that. So to keep the hype up, we decided, you know what? Let's talk about who we think will actually win the American Champs. So this is just for fun, and we don't have really any insider information.
Yep.
So let's get on to it.
So what do they need to know about
So
the event?
what they need to know is, one, you in the audience there, across the screen in YouTube land, should come to the American Beatbox Championships. It's on November 5th and 6th at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, New York. So you should definitely come. There will be loop station, tag teams, solos, a whole bunch of other performances. It'll be a fun time, so you guys should come.
Yeah, but one thing we should note is that because the Beatbox House is actually producing the champs, Chris Solis is going to be in the back. He's not going to be competing. He's going to be making sure everything is running smoothly. Kayla and Jean are judging. Napalm is going to Japan. And I think Hong Kong after, in the same weekend. And then we're not really sure about Kenny Urban and Amit. We know that they're competing on tag team, but solos, we haven't heard anything yet. So
yeah, that's actually a good portion of the Beatbox House that you know won't be even competed.
Money.
We want to talk about who we think will be in the top 4. So we think definitely Bloomer's going to make it in this year. At least make it at least to the top 4.
I think Tyler W. also.
Yeah, definitely. He killed it in Midwest. Same with Exacto. He killed it in Midwest too.
Oh yeah. And last but not least, Villain.
Who definitely killed it at Midwest because he was the winner. That's who we think will make it in the top 4. But we also want to pick, you know, some of our personal favorites. So who did you think was... Who's your personal favorite for this year?
My personal favorite is Bloomer. I know a lot of people have been talking him up, and like last year at the Champs, you know, he made a huge impact. He hasn't been really coming out with videos lately, but he's been performing a lot of gigs, and I feel like he's really got something up his sleeve prepared for this American Champs, and you know, his flow is unmatched.
Yeah, and also if you were to look at last year's American Champs, just watch the judges as they watch Bloomer. Like, Peponi was ready to fall out of his seat, you know? Like, that just shows you the caliber that he's at.
So who's your personal favorite?
I'm going to go with Tyler W. He killed it at Midwest. He actually got the top seed for eliminations. Just brung everything. And what was sad was he got knocked out by Inertia in the quarterfinals.
It was so close.
It was so very close. It went to overtime. Tyler W. had like, we knew he had so many routines and he showed so little of it because of, you know, he got knocked out so early. So I think he's going to be like going so hard this year.
Agreed.
And fun fact, like he made it into the top 16 sort of in 2014. It was a tie between him and Bloomer, I think. And I think Bloomer went out. Like, literally, Chesney had to, like, call out, Chesney Snow, shout out to him, had to, like, hey, we need to do the final tiebreaker for eliminations.
That's crazy. I didn't know about that.
And I remember that same year from Midwest, like, he was just, like, ready to just get up on stage. And he did so well that year, too. And then this year he just improved so much. So within time from Midwest to ABCs, I think he's gonna like bring something crazy.
Yeah, totally.
So next up, we want to talk about who we think are the underdogs. These are guys that maybe aren't in a lot of battles or you haven't seen them, but we have. So we just want to give you a little heads up on who we think you should be looking out for.
So my personal underdog would be Exacto. We've been following him since New England battles last year. And he's really stepped up his game. He's been going to gigs, performing. I went to his So Far Sounds concert, and he's really began to understand what, you know, stage presence means and developing his own style. So I feel like this Champs is his opportunity to really prove himself and show the world his unique style. I feel like a lot of beatboxers nowadays, it's hard to find a distinct style, but Exacto has that going for him, and he is a personal favorite, and I think he's gonna do really well.
You know, it's like when you see like new people, like they bring in so many new like sounds, and like he had at least two that I love. Like he had his pterodactyl, like yeah, like he had like so much control with that. He also had his supersonic sound, which I say like like it was like
you know, he like made this tiny gap in his teeth. And it was just like, we could hear from blocks away.
Yeah, and it's as high pitch as Napalm's low, you know? Like, as low as Napalm goes, how high exactly to go. You've never heard the sound except for at an ear doctor, you know, where I literally was like, this ear? Yeah. My pick was Jonathan Keith.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes by the name of Recognize. He used to go by Collide Effects. Last year's ABC, he didn't actually even make it into the top 30, I believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then he, after some of the seminars with Darnie LM and Peponi, he started taking lessons with Darnie online, and he improved immensely. I mean, he's now making beatboxing a career for himself. After Grand Beatbox, he actually quit his job to go to Grand Beatbox. And he almost made it to 7 Smoke while we were there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 3 of the 5 judges voted for him. And when he came back, he did a video, literally one of those, I just woke up one morning and this is the beat that was in my head, you know? Usually those don't turn out so well. You know, they're not like really concise, they're just kind of all over the place. He had a full routine that he just woke up with, you know? That was very musical, very precise sounds that I thought was really cool.
That's actually the first video I watched of him because you showed me it, and like I haven't heard like much about him before Grand Beatbox Battle, but Kaz was raving about him, and I checked him out, and I completely understand why he's your underdog.
Most of Europe already knows him before the American scene knows him, because he is literally the friendliest guy I've met. You know, like him or hate him, he is a guy, a personality that just stands out. Like he's just, you know, wants to give you a hug kind of guy. Yeah, and that video I showed you, he literally, when I told him about it, you know, I would love to see this video, like us record it for him. He said, I don't even remember that. That was so long ago. I've come up with so much more new stuff since then. So, and he says that, you know, it blows that out of the water. So I legit can't wait to see what he's going to do.
And you've convinced him to come.
Yeah, he said he couldn't make it, so we had to like chat online just to be like, yeah, you can afford this, you could do this, you could make, you know, make this event. So we're very excited to see him.
That'd be dope, man.
Yeah. And then I think lastly, we try to guess who we think will win the ABCs. So who was your pick?
My pick was Tyler W.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about him just a few minutes ago, but, you know, it kind of, like, he didn't make it that far into Midwest, but that I feel like will play into his advantage because he got to save a lot of his material and he has time to work on it. But like his elimination round was one of the best I've ever seen live, and he got obviously top seed. He controlled the stage, he got power, he had technicality, musicality, he had a theme for his routine. I feel like he really puts in a lot of thought and effort into it, so I'm gonna go with Tyler W.
What was it, like Release the Kraken?
Yeah, it was like, like Jungle or something.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Who are you going for, man?
I think Villain. You know, he's been doing so well. 2 years in a row, winning Midwest, made finals at Unity, lost to Elise, but you know, that's not a knock to him, but you know, a praise for Elise.
Right.
And I think it was a very close call too. And yeah, no, Villain is really like honed in like his stuff. Like it's like I remember ABC's 2014, you know, the first event we went to. I wasn't a big fan at the time. I feel bad saying that because I could tell he was very good, but like the routines didn't really have any structure. It wasn't going anywhere.
I remember watching him on Beatbox television before the American Champs, and I was like, yo, this guy is crazy. I think one of his weaknesses at the time was also mic technique. At the 2014, he didn't have the power that he has now, and now he's like just going insane with that.
I mean, this is kind of a sidebar, but like if you like look back, like almost all the beatboxers in the American scene, at least when they start off, they do the you know, the double cup, you know, which if you ever heard it, it really does muddy the sound. It's a fake way of gain more power into the mic. You know, if you see him now, he's one-handed, you know, straight on, just you know, just full power, and he's so much louder now, you know. I feel bad saying this, but it does kind of help that Napalm is in Asia, like as far as you can get from the American champs. Just historically speaking, and this isn't a knock on either one of those two, especially Villain, but it's been 2-1. You know, like Villain beat Napalm last year at Midwest, but has lost to him at the Midwest prior to that, and American champs last year. You know, so you know, those two best friends in real life, but on the stage they just go at each other's throats, and it's such like a 50-50 of who knows who's going to win. So because there's not that like element of like who could possibly beat, you know, who would win in this kind of situation, that you know, gives him that much more of a boost. Like, you know, the playing field is so open right now. Money. So we decided to ask you guys, if you go to facebook.com and check out Human Beatbox, We Talk Beatbox, where we ask you guys the beatbox community a question and you guys give an answer. So we asked you guys who you guys think will win American champs, and this is what you guys had to say.
So to start us off, we have one Drain from Romania. He says, good luck to everyone. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Gene win the American champs. Oof. Sorry, one Drain.
He's judging, but you know, good luck to him at 2v2s as Spider Horse with Chris Solis, and of course his loop station, which there's only 4 competitors, so he has a 25% chance of winning.
Totally.
And I think he was top seed, right? So that definitely offsets him to even higher than 25%. Yeah, but you know, again, it's anyone's game.
Yeah. Maddie Beats, also Tiffany. She says Kenny Urban.
Which again, we don't know if Kenny's competing, so. Yeah.
Dan Burns says Kenny / who knows.
I mean, Kenny, again, we don't know, but who knows? I mean, it's literally, how many contestants our last count? It was like 100, right? Yeah, so Elimination Day is going to be crazy. And really, someone from like the scene or someone outside the scene can just come in and just blow everyone away. I mean, you know, prior to 2014, not that many people knew Napalm, right? You know, and then after 2014, after World Champs, you know, everyone knew Napalm. So literally, it can be a switch. Someone could change the game literally that day. And next up, Dylan Jobst. Dylan said Villain, maybe. So yeah, you know, you think Villain too, right? Yeah.
Oh, Epos also says Villain.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure my side's already winning.
Thomas V says Paris Reed / Kenny Urban.
Yeah, Paris Reed is definitely coming. So yeah, he definitely has a shot. I could definitely see him in top 16, you know?
I mean, Midwest finalist.
Yeah, he made it to the finals at Midwest. Like, he didn't even think he was going to Midwest either. Yeah. And he just hopped on like a bus and just came.
Yeah, I mean, he goes one of my favorite beatboxers.
Very musical, you know, great sounds.
Super powerful. Well, thanks for commenting, guys.
Yeah, so if you guys want to join in the conversation, hit us up on Facebook, on Human Beatbox, We Talk Beatbox, and like us on Facebook as well, humanbeatbox.com. Check out our website. This guy writes all the articles. I don't know, do weird tutorials and stuff. I don't know, what do I do? But please subscribe, because next week we'll be talking about the Canadian champs.
Thanks, guys.
Yo, what up? This is One Dream from Romania. This is a massive shout out to the whole Beatbox family and humanbeatbox.com. Ha ha.